Hi, I'm Emma Mitchell, and I am an energy healing guide. I'm also a certified Reiki master and psychic medium, and I help people to restore their purpose, peace, and power through energy healing methods, Reiki services, energy house clearings, and other means to get you back to feeling like your best self.
I'm Rebecca Fishkin with Clarity to Authenticity Coaching, and I help people who struggle with feeling worthless, that are not worthy of relationships or success, and those people who suffer from overwhelm and burnout because they're both real and these are physical as well as mental issues. And I help people remove the barriers that are causing those problems. Today, we're going to talk about morning exercises and tools to help you have great energy throughout your day and set you up for success. Emma, what do you suggest?
Well, I just love this topic because, we've been talking, Rebecca, a little bit about having a good foundation for your day and what that can look like. Because you and I both know if we don't have our morning traditions that we like to do, then the rest of the day might feel a little bit weird. I often have struggled with anxiety in the past, and I do the most that I can to reduce that anxiety in my life. So I'm just going to talk to you about a couple of things that I do to help me to not only protect my energy, but to set me up to feel good throughout the rest of the day. So one of the main things that I do, and you will definitely have a different routine than me, Rebecca, is I don't start work until 9 a.m., but I try to get up at 7 a.m. every single day. And by doing that, I give myself this barrier between sleeping and waking up and just giving myself this time to relax. So in that time frame, I love to, get my dogs their food and get them around, but then I also really enjoy making myself breakfast. And I know it's like a simple thing, but that helps me to feel good and know that I'm nourishing my body with a home cooked meal. The next thing that I will always do is I'll set myself up with a grounding meditation. And I do have a grounding meditation for free on my YouTube channel and on Insight Timer. But this grounding meditation helps me to feel solid and good in my body so I'm not knocked about as much. Then, one of the main other things that I do, and I'm sure you do this too, Rebecca, is I will make a list of what needs to be done today. Like I'll physically write it out because if it's knocking about in my brain, then I'm stressed out. So by putting that list down and looking at my calendar, seeing where I can fit in maybe a workout or something else that I want to do with my dogs, I'm able to create this sanctuary throughout my day of what needs to get done and how I can plan out and just really feel like I'm in control and in charge of my day. So those are the main things that I do. So I'm curious to hear, what do you do, Rebecca?
I like what you just said about foundation and sanctuary. Those are really good resonating words for what we do in the morning. So I'm about the same. I am at my desk by 9 a.m. However, I start a little earlier because I want the house to myself before anybody gets up. Well, before my husband gets up. So I get up about 6 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing that I do is drink a glass of water because we've been dehydrated all night. So then I go to my quiet space and I do a meditation. My morning ritual is based on the Miracle Morning book. I can't remember who the author is at this moment, but it starts off with save with or S, which is silence or meditation for prayer. So I meditate for about 10 minutes using whatever resources I have that I choose that morning. Then I go to affirmations. And who am I today? What do I want to accomplish? And then I go to V, which is visionary. So similar to what you were talking about with the list of things that you want to accomplish, I envision what I want to accomplish that day and what are the absolutes, like the top three things that I have to get done. I also do exercising, and that typically is about a 45-minute power walk outside. Doesn't matter what the weather is, if it's pouring down rain or snowing, which is my happy place. I'm out doing my exercise. R is for reading. I'm always reading some kind of self improvement or a book that has to do with psychology so that I can continue to grow that way. And then I might journal about that afterwards, about what my takeaways from that book or that reading, as well as anything that I might be chewing on. And by going through this ritual every morning, I am able to go into my day with clarity on what I want to do. I've got some empowerment things in there, growth opportunities. And I also finish it up with two more things. One is expressing gratitude. I write three things that I'm grateful for or people in my journal. And the last thing is I also write down that I will make a difference in someone's life today because that's my one of my missions. So that's my morning routine. So do you have anything to add to that, Emma?
Well, yours is, I knew yours was going to be a lot more structured than mine, but I was thinking about, you said you're always reading something that helps you learn. And one of my morning things is I always listen to a podcast, but it's usually something really goofy or stupid, like Small Town Murder or something like that, that just gets me into like the state of humor. And it is a comedy podcast, but I love listening to podcasts just to get me out of this sort of what do I do need to do now? What's coming next? What's coming next for my work? Because I'm focused on my work so much, being an entrepreneur, just like you are. Sometimes it just gets me into a different story in that break before I sit down and start doing my actual work. So yeah, those are, I was like, oh, we're different. We're the same, but we're different in those kinds of ways. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just like what we mean, we both help people find their voice and live their best life full of joy. We just do it in different ways. So it's not surprising that we have different ways that we go about our mornings and anything else throughout the day.
Yeah, and that's such a good point too, because everybody's different, right? Like you found something that works for you. I found things that work for myself, but I know my clients and your clients, they all have different ways that they do things too. And that's the beauty of this is we can pick and choose. Like, oh, we love this idea, or I love your idea about writing the gratitude, three gratitude things, or who could I make a difference in somebody's life today? But picking and choosing what works for us is going to be the best success for anybody. When we go through and we say we have to do this to a T, it can't be ever a one size fits all, right?
I will also add that there are days because we all have these days where, you know what, I'm really tired. I'm going to sleep in today. I'm not going to do my whole routine. I'll just do pieces, parts. And I feel off the rest of the day. So think about, brushing your teeth. We all hopefully brush our teeth every morning. And sometimes we forget, like we get out of our routine and all of a sudden it's like 10 o'clock and you're like, oh man, I forgot to brush my teeth. And you're all screwed up the rest of the day because it's just this one little thing. So it's definitely important to do it as much of this, whatever works for you every single day.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely find my anxiety goes up if I'm not in my routine. Like I know I forgot something, or I feel like time is moving way too fast or way too slow. And it's just, yeah, I definitely get disoriented when I get off of my routine. And even most weekends, I try to wake up at the same time too and just do my routine because I think it's important to have that in our
Exactly.
lives. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add before we close this video up?
I can't think of anything right now, but if you would like to reach out and learn more about me and what I do, please visit my website at claritytoauthenticitycoaching.com.
Awesome. And if you want to get that free grounding meditation, I highly recommend putting some sort of grounding into your practice every day. You can find that on my YouTube channel or on my website, rosajoyco.com. Well, awesome. Thanks, Rebecca. I'm glad we are starting to have these conversations about bringing in more joy and better mindset into our lives. So I'm excited for the next one we do.
Agreed. Me too. Sounds good.
Okay, thanks.